So yeah, I usually, for those listening in, I do try and record these a little bit far in advance. So this whole thing is blown over by now, we are kind of in the height of the whole statewide, nationwide shutdown. So just frame of reference. But I've been holding up well, all things considered. Had plenty of time to watch some interesting movies, which we'll get into later.
Yeah, I'm mad at both of you. I'm like I didn't realize until like 4 o'clock today that apparently we're all fighting, or at least like both of you are fighting with me. It was very frustrating.
Well, I mean, the other thing is I've been trying to get Brennan to watch my pick for about the length of time I've known the both of you. And well, this is the only way I was making it happen. So I'm sorry. Like, when I realized I could like force you to watch a film, I was like, what are the movies I've struggled to get him to watch? I stand by my choice. My choice was good.
Yeah, I stand by mine.
Of the choices made, yours was not the worst one, Rob. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, that was Jacob, because I haven't listened to your show, but when you sent me that pick, I was like, oh, I know exactly what kind of show I'm going on.
Yeah.
I still don't know what you guys are talking about. That was nothing short of a modern masterpiece.
It's like, I know we're not
told
talking
me that
about
I
it
had
yet,
seen the face of God.
Oh my god! Well, now that we've sufficiently teased that for later in the episode, let's just get into some generic stuff. So since we're all under quarantine, what have been some things you guys have been watching to pass the time?
Oh boy. Where do we start? I guess New Girl. Oh. Gilmore Girls.
Only the recent Simpsons.
I will say that for like a
Girls,
split second,
the
Rob,
HBO show.
When I first got your recommendation, Rob, I was driving and it just popped up on my phone. I glanced at it really quick, and for a second I was like, "Wait, Mean Girls?"
Oh, well.
Is that we're going there?
God,
Interesting.
Yeah,
I wish.
I would have made Brennan and myself far too happy. In actuality, I've been mainly playing video games.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a pretty big same from me. I recently got my copy of Uncut Gems on Blu-ray the other day, so I've been trucking through that like meal by meal, but that's only like half hour at a time, and then I can just kind of go back to playing video games.
Right.
Yeah, Brennan can only watch movies a half hour at a time.
That's I live life a half hour at a time, Rob.
It's a good way to live life.
Yeah,
so what kind of video games have you guys been playing then? I know, Brennan, you mentioned a little bit Death Stranding in the last time I had you on.
Oh yeah, I feel so many moons ago. I recently,
so many highways ago.
Yeah, exactly. So many highways that I built for other people that I can't use anymore because I'm done playing the game. Now I ran through God of War, which is great. Spider-Man, which is great. Aside from Spider-Man being a cop, and then The Last of Us, which was pretty good. And just kind of fucking around with the Uncharted stuff now.
Fair enough. Rob, what about you?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Fallout 76. Basically, I spent a couple hours, tearing down and rebuilding my camp. Then I go spend a couple hours killing zombies and leveling up. And then I go and tear my camp down. And then I rebuild it. I don't really know what else you do in that game. But yeah, I've been logging like a lot of hours because they dropped a double EXP event for the like quarantine because they know it's the scummiest shit. It's like Brennan brought this up to me in 2008 when the financial crisis happened. Modern Warfare 2 dropped the stimulus package. It was called the stimulus package because they knew, like, 5 million Americans just lost their jobs. And there was, like, an uptick of players. So they dropped the stimulus package. Yeah. So a bunch of games have been doing that. And I've been really struggling because I work from home now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been struggling not to just play video. Like, on the conference calls in the mornings, because we've switched to digital, I now cover my camera and just play video games. Yeah, it's that is definitely like Fallout 76, Apex Legends. We're playing a lot of Apex Legends, which the movie I recommended is just the 1997 Battle Royale movie. Like, it's the Fortnite Apex movie. But I've been playing that a lot, which is tough.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of, like, 13-year-old kids on Adderall who are home now. So that's been
So
very
much better.
competitive recently.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah. So that's what I got going on.
That's really where you find out where your skill set truly lies, when all the kids are finally
Well,
online.
I've explained this I've like talked to Rob about this multiple times, that it's super frustrating to know that like as much time we put into video games that we're like not even close to the top like percentile, like quarter percentile of like people that are good at them or whatever.
Exactly.
Hold on, wait. Speak for yourself. I'm definitely in that top quarter. I might be the line between that top corner and the bottom 75%. But
I don't know about that, Rob.
I'm there,
I don't
baby.
know about that, Rob.
I also, the one thing I watched, I watched Bad Lieutenant again recently. Bad Lieutenant is the most upsetting movie of the 20th century, which movies have only been around since the 20th century. So there you go. It's the most upsetting one.
Are you talking about Harvey Keitel or Nick Cage?
Yes, Harvey Keitel.
Okay.
It is just so upsetting. There's a 4-minute scene of him shooting heroin, like, and the other thing is, like, you watch him smoke so much crack, so much. That movie really upset the shit out of me. And I also watched Leon the Professional. And can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
In the extended cut of that, does he hook up with Natalie Portman? Is that a thing?
I mean,
it's
French
been
people
ages.
do.
I don't remember.
Okay, because I did not watch the extended cut, but I've said to people recently, you should watch that movie, and they've been like, oh, that movie is like about a weird older Frenchman like banging a 10-year-old Natalie Portman. I was like, no, it's not. At least not the one I saw.
Yeah,
it's kind of in there.
It's been actual years since I've seen.
Well, she's
that,
trying to do it to him. She's trying to catch him. That's what she's the predator.
Okay. So while
it's a real
we're on
hard
that
candy
subject,
situation.
While we're
going
blaming
on.
victims.
Well, it's also kind of a fucking Faithful Findings situation, which is one of the more upsetting parts.
Investigate these filmmakers. Investigate the filmmakers.
Neil Breen needs to be like guillotined immediately.
Oh my god!
What have you been watching, Jacob?
I'm so looking forward to this. No, it's other than your guys' movies, just it's been mainly suggestions for the show. I've been kind of in whatever free time I can get. Sometimes I'll rewatch clips of stuff to figure if like what's a good future recommendation. I'm toying with right now. I have someone coming up on my guest list who has no idea who Hunter Thompson is, and I'm thinking of springing Fear and Loathing on them. But I don't know for sure if I'll pull the trigger on that. But I did rewatch a little bit of Fear and Loathing lately, and along with, I don't know if you guys are familiar with there was a documentary that came out in like 2008, I think, called Gonzo. Yeah, that was really good. I rewatched parts of
Life
that.
and Times.
Yeah.
That documentary I like that better than Fear and Loathing for sure. I really like that documentary.
Yeah.
One of my
Johnny Depp is like totally sober for at least one day of filming.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's got like good interviews. He's got like actual like can talk to people interviews. What happened?
Yeah. Amber Heard some of it, but no
victim blaming. This is not a victim blaming podcast.
Jacob, you might want to edit that part out for yourself, bud. Whoa.
Oh,
hey,
man.
the actress that was in Aquaman would not do that. All right.
Oh my god.
The esteemed actress in The Love Diary.
The Love Diary.
The Rum Diary.
Or the Rum Diary.
I'm having a stroke.
By the
Oh
way,
my god.
Rum Diary is like pretty fucking unwatchable. I can't get on board with it.
Yeah,
Okay, here's 3 movies. They're all very similar, except 2 of them work. You got The Rum Diary, you have Inherent Vice, and The Master. Which 2 do that thing the best?
Oh, the 2 Paul Thomas Anderson movies.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
it's been a while since I watched The Rum Diary back, like when I was at like the height of my Hunter Thompson, and I remember not hating it, but I don't remember liking it. So I'll have to give that one another viewing and see what changes.
Who's the guy who's in Gone in 60 Seconds? What's his name?
Giovanni Ribisi.
Yes, the only enjoyable part of that movie is Giovanni Ribisi and his fat friend. I can't. That's all I know how to describe him as.
Yeah, I think those are my favorite scenes. Is when they're just kind of goofing off with Johnny
in the
Depp.
car.
Yeah.
You know, they're like.
Oh, really?
Because
Because I like it when Aaron Eckhart is being mean to poor people. That's kind of what I.
Oh, you mean the behind the scenes of Aaron Eckhart?
Yeah. Just the trailer footage? Yeah. Just the scenes. Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, so let's get.
Hold up.
Okay.
Do you think he does the Two-Face thing with immigrants? They like go over the and he like flips the coin on them. Like I don't like the guy. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying.
Oh my god, it's funny. Kind of a weird tangent. My younger brother finally saw The Dark Knight for the first time ever. And he was
how old is he?
Younger brother 10?
No, he just went into his freshman year at of college. So he was never really big into movies. He's only just recently kind of gotten in. Well, I mean, now of course he's gotten into like movies to kill
Jacob,
time when he's on lockdown. But yeah, no,
clearly he hates the thing you love most.
He sees something in you that he's trying to distance himself.
Oh my god, is this what I'm gonna become one day?
These films took my brother from me.
It's bad enough that I look like him, but it's
So can I like build off of just people seeing films in college versus high school and middle school?
right.
Like if you saw Star Wars or any of the Tarantino films,
That's the other thing too, is that's other stuff that he's also getting into now.
Well, that's if you wait until you watch those movies, or if you wait till you're in college to watch them, you will have bad opinions about them. I wholeheartedly believe every person I know who like didn't watch Star Wars till college thinks that like all the prequels are all like not even worth watching. They're like 6 more than 4, and 5 is just like unimportant to everyone.
More prequel talk on this podcast. I'm sorry,
man.
Jacob.
No,
I forgot.
no, it's okay. I haven't.
Well, wait. Okay, what are the good ones to you, Jacob? I know I keep derailing.
No. It's okay. I really enjoy Empire, and I really enjoy Return of the Jedi. The prequels are guilty pleasures. Like I know they're not good, but I'll skip to.
Yeah, we can stop. We can stop right there.
I'll skip to the. I usually whenever I'm watching the prequels, it's just for the action scenes. If I'm honest,
literally worse action scenes than the originals.
I distree, but
yeah,
the prequels are all about politics, baby. Politics.
Rob. The Duel of the Fates is like the greatest
Fates is like an allegory for the American justice system.
Did you hear how they reused it in 9?
And it looks good as a fight.
All right, we can stop talking about Star Wars.
No, it's okay. But so I guess I keep bringing this up in
Wait,
single.
real quick, Jacob. Do you renounce the sequel trilogy?
I renounce the last one. I don't like. There's like I really Rian Johnson. I liked Knives Out, and that's pretty much it. And I do like some of the things that he did in Episode 8, but I don't. And I think Force Awakens was just a soft remake of New Hope.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Well, let's be clear. Rian Johnson deserves his own trilogy. Rian Johnson did nothing wrong. Rian Johnson is great at Twitter. Okay, that's all I have to say about Rian Johnson.
Oh my god!
I didn't he say somewhere that he was getting like that he was going to do a not like a sequel trilogy, but like it was going to be a trilogy of movies set in the Star Wars universe, but have nothing to do with the Skywalker saga.
They promised him a trilogy before 8 even came out. And then about 6 months after 8 came out, more like a year after the backlash really settled in, they took it away from him. But 6 months ago, he went and did an interview with like Access Hollywood and said that his trilogy is still on.
No, here's what happened.
Yes, he did.
Listen.
It's happening.
This is happening. Here's what's really happening.
This is the deep state trying to take down a great filmmaker.
The deep state.
Rian Johnson.
Rian.
Is it Ryan or Rian? Because I've only ever heard Ryan. It's Rian. Oh wow.
Listen, Rian Johnson.
Rian.
I'm so confused.
Carry on.
All right. So yeah, that's where I stand with the this. I'm not as big into them as everyone else is, but I like Empire and I like Return of the Jedi. And Last Jedi has some moments that I'm like, okay, I like that. But it's a flawed movie, but I do like it.
Rogue One. Just give me like a 5 words on Rogue One.
Good action, good last 5 minutes.
All right, I'm getting off of this call right now. Goodbye,
I'm so frustrated. I didn't know.
Okay,
right.
Sorry.
Good last 5 minutes, not good last 20 seconds. How about that?
Pass on the whole movie. There's nothing good to be said about it.
Does it make up for does the fact that I never watched Solo make up for that?
Solo is so much better.
Oh my god, I'm failing left and right here.
Yeah, this
Solo's better than A New Hope.
Really?
A is no longer about what Jacob wanted to do, but B, it's not a safe place for Jacob to be anymore.
No, I understand.
I am kind of glad that we have this quarantine in effect. I may have to. Yeah. Otherwise, I would have to lock my door tonight. Oh man. Okay, so one last thing before we kind of get into the more broad.
More broads.
But so we kind of touched. I keep on bringing it up in early episodes, and Brennan, we talked about it on the episode you were on already. But Rob, what are some of your favorite movies overall? Your go-tos?
It's tough, man. I love The Godfather, Apocalypse Now. Those are like two that kind of never leave the top 5. But I have like an ever-evolving like top 10. Right. Right now, it's like Uncut Gems. Mm-hmm. Uncut Gems is like key. I think a key to success and happiness is watching that movie. Okay. Definitely Parasite. I know you guys just talked about it. Parasite really broke into my favorite, films right now. I'll give you one more. I want to give you one more.
Never mind. All right, you can continue.
No. Yeah, Brennan, I want to hear what Brennan said. What were you going to say there?
I like Parasite. I just like it less now that I've sat with it.
Really?
Because it's a foreign movie. It just sucks.
You're just like on the quarantine. You're
gross,
like, we got to keep...
I don't. We gotta
keep our borders closed, huh?
The Chinese parasite. It's all their fault.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep parasites out of my house right now. I had to throw my Blu-ray out.
Rob, you were saying.
Well, yeah, the last one I want to give you, and these are just, like I said, it's ever evolving. These are all newer ones on here right now. Train to Busan. Now,
I think I talked about that too.
I'm not a huge zombie movie guy, and Train to Busan is South Korean, right? I think it's a South Korean zombie film. It's the greatest zombie film ever made. It really does better than any American zombie movie. And I'm going all the way back. I know American film invented zombie. I'm going all the way back. This beats them. To the point that, like, I recommend this movie to people that I know do not like zombie movies. That's like Train to Busan is for sure top pick.
That's like your go-to. Like anyone's like, oh man, what's a good movie you'd recommend? It's Train to Busan.
Yeah. If someone's looking for something good that's gonna like throw them, like really not something that is totally comfort zone stuff, you know, that movie really does it for me. I also, like, I'll admit my opinion might be a little jaded because it is a very deep, like father-child story to it, and my dad had just died. So that was very, like, that hit home for sure. But yeah, that movie is like going to be in there for a while. It's a killer movie.
Yeah, it's really good. I haven't seen it in a while, but I should definitely rewatch it sometime. Hearing you talk about it reminds me how good it is.
Oh yeah.
And then one other thing, I meant to say it at the top of the show, but we kind of derailed almost immediately. But I did want to just say, because I touched again on this a little bit with you, Brennan, but Rob, for those listening, Rob is a friend of mine from high school, and you were a really big instrumental part in helping me get my first awful feature film made. Both of you in many different ways. So I just wanted to say thanks for that before we
come on with that, Jacob.
You helped out a lot, man. Even though with the whole acting thing, like you had a lot of insightful things to say about the writing.
With the whole bad acting thing.
Exactly. Well, no, with the writing, and I definitely needed all the help I could get in the writing area. So, and then Rob, obviously, with your whole, oh yeah, you can let this schmuck use my camera for an hour after school every day. That was huge
schmuck. Of you. No, you're not. No, I knew that you like were actually, you set out to do something, and I knew that I was just like getting high every day, putting that camera like in my backpack and not using it. So we're good. You're good, man. Like I'm happy that you get to do, like, continue with this shit. And when you make a feature film, like, you're gonna have to give us EP credits. So it's not like we're not. It's not like we didn't gain something from that.
Definitely. As soon as I crowdfund something successful, you guys are there.
Crowdfunding, never mind. I don't want my name on that shit.
More like charity, bro. What am I, a socialist?
Talk
Jacob,
to me when you're dealing with, like,
last time we talked.
Arabian shell companies and, like, you're stealing money from governments to make your movies.
Yo, real quick, guys. So I have got the first Pokemon movie playing in the background right now. And what can I say? Mewtwo is dummy thick.
Oh boy!
I mean, like, look at the hips on that thing, right?
Yeah, I mean,
this thing,
I was a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. I don't
know.
Well, I gotta say that the hip to thigh ratio, you know, it's perfect. Yeah, on Mewtwo, but.
Yes,
I don't.
Yeah. You almost left me out high and dry there.
I don't know if this is the best episode yet or the worst, but I'm enjoying it.
Oh, well, either way, we're gonna get you there. It's gonna be one or the other for sure.